Make a U-turn. In 1,000 feet, slide left, take the next left, sharp left, turn right on, continue on, in a quarter mile, at the light, in 600 feet, turn right on.
You have reached your destination.
Yup. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a differential between the transmission output and the drive shaft. Ideally, you don't want that because it wears out the universals more quickly than you want, and it invites the propensity, the possibility of vibration while you drive, as well as potentially clicking and noise and so forth. This was painful to do. So the Rivergate transmission that I bought is fatter around the bell housing area than the native MGA transmission, so it needed to be changed, or something had to be changed, and I changed out the front cross member of the tube that goes from side to side. I'm surprised at how thin those things actually are in reality. It's certainly not something that you'd put a tow hitch to, or tow hook or something, but so in order to not do surgery to my transmission and for it to sit where it needs to, and to not impact any of the chassis members, i.e. vibration, I notched out that front cross tube, and really I cut it off, lowered it with some help of 1/4 inch steel, welded it all back in, and there you go. So without any further ado, enjoy. This was painful for me to do, but I had to do it. Okay, today is Sunday. It's the 25th of May 2025, and it's the day that I have been not looking forward to. I've already got the transmission supported in the rear with wood blocks. I'm about to cut off the square tube I just welded in, and God, that hurts my feelings to have to do that. But gotta do what I gotta do. I have a couple of options for transmission mounts. Here's one. And it's massive. Use this on a train locomotive, just about. Or these. I got two of them. These come with BMW E63 3 Series, so a kit of $46 worth buys you two, one per each side. As you can see, as you will see, roughly here. Roughly here, I'm going to have to do surgery anyway. So in order to get the right angle, I think what I'm going to do is not only cut off the tube, but more of the ears that I'd left previously. And I've got Jesus big, 1/4 inch stuff, same size as that tube there, to weld in. That's on standby, and we'll go from there. So I'm not going to be able to get down that far because I also have to cut the center tube down, and I'm going to cut it right there at the floor support, at the floor pan, tie down whatever the hell it is support, and I've got a plan for that too, so I'll show you that as well. And without further ado, here we go. Alright, so that thing is out, and there she blows. You can see that there's still not a prodigious angle, but it's somewhat less than where it was before. This is with the transmission resting on that center tube there. So I need to move that, and that's what's next. Measuring from the back to the ground and the front to the ground, and assuming I've got air in both tires, which I do, there is about a 2.5 inch, 3 inch difference, and in that short span, that's a pretty good amount. That's about 10 degrees. You want it less than 1 or 1 somewhere thereabouts. So I'm gonna re-support the transmission, cut that tube, position the transmission where I want it, and then weld the tube back in using the 1/4 inch plate that I just talked about. So without further ado, and this hurts my feelings a lot, here we go. And that's done. There it is. Hated to do that. But with a little bit more shaping. Well, I'm going to cut off that piece anyway because it's in the way. But angle is much better. Much better. It's off now by about an inch. And I think that's about where I'm going to keep it. So it was a hell of a lot better than what it was before. Yeah. Yeah. Again, what I'm looking for is the parallel between front fitting and the rear one. And it's awfully close. Very good. It's off by about a half an inch now, I think. So I need to cut off the that stuff in there and prepare where the mount itself will go for the actual transmission thing. Here's the pipe I cut out. You can see this is not stout stuff. I don't know why I thought this was thick like this, but oh well. I'm going to use that to offset it by about 2 inches down, and then I'll be done. But I'm going to do that tomorrow because I need to spend time with management before I get in trouble again. Let me show you what I've done. Finished. I don't know why I did all this, now that I think of it. Because the native... Well, I know why I did it. I mean, it's for the angle here, but the native MGA mount is just a long bolt from side to side. And this is not. And I've got it on a couple of mounts there, which weren't necessary if I read the tea leaves right. You can see that I had to kind of shave them a little bit to make them fit. I would have had to do the same thing on the other side, on the other ones. So I'm not awfully worried about it. Quite frankly, these two things are overkill for what I've got for 120 horsepower, 130. So in the meantime, the other side looks just as good. I had to shave a little bit of middle off in the center there to make them fit. That was easy. And so what's left is that tube in the front. Again, I'm surprised at how not stout it is. It's not strong, not thick anyway. And I'll do that tomorrow because I want to go inside. Well, this is what I've been doing today. This is the center section that I ended up cutting out. I thought about just doing a V-notch and notching it, but it became very difficult to do because the engine's in the way, and I am not going to remove that thing just to do this. So this is a hell of a lot easier for me to do. You can see that I've welded this on. Ugly welds. I'm going to fill those in, make them look nicer, I think. Same thing over here. And all this does is allow it to hang lower under the transmission. So I'm going to put this back up to where I cut it, and then draw out the shape I need to on both sides, cut that down, and then weld it in. And then I will be done with this, and I will feel more comfortable about how I have put all this together. So without further ado. Okay, I gotta say this was a lot longer than I thought it would take. It was kind of a bitch. So you can see that I've dropped... Whoops. This is a bitch. Here's where the... press pause on the TV. Okay, so anyway, this took a lot longer than I thought it would. I've dropped this by 2 inches? Inch and a half? 3 inches? Something like that? I don't know. And you can see that I do have some space between the transmission and the new cross member, so I'm not going to have any rattles or whatnot from the transmission. I got the same on the other side. My welds are not lovely. I'm going to fill in a little bit of a hole there, and then I'm going to paint this. Then I'm going to go inside and do laundry, frankly. What else is there to say? Actually, I won't go in just yet. I'm going to wrap these in muffler wrap. So they're out. I might as well do something with them, right? And then, of course, I'm going to clean up in here and make some room for myself, etc., etc. Once, God damn it. Once the body is back on the frame, I'm going to have some more room in here. I'm going to do my dresser next. Refinish that thing. And then other stuff. I may do brakes first before I put the body on. Or check out brakes first, if nothing more. Yeah.